again.
Did I fucking yes, good. God,
So, ladies and gentlemen, we do apologize. It is 6:30-ish. It is Friday though, but it is time for that fantasy show. I'm the prime one, Ciozy. Next to me is Bruce Wayne, aka Mr. Loudmouth, and we're here to help you with your fantasy needs.
I don't know how much help we are. We're here. We're here for you. Like emotional support dog.
We are here for your emotional support. If you win, we will take all the credit. If you lose, we say, hey, we tried.
We tried. We had nothing to do with it.
Let's get with the first thing first. The streak has ended with the Chiefs.
Yes, it did.
Buffalo stopped the Chiefs streak, won 21-30. Now, let's talk a little about this game. That's one of the things we want to talk about. We got a lot to get into. So the first thing was Mahomes was 23 for 33, 196 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Not bad. And like I said, with the Chiefs, now they got this first loss. Their next game is against Carolina. So the average person, they're probably thinking, okay, with Carolina, if you're really thinking about this, if you look at this Carolina, they're about to put a whooping on these kids. You know,
they about to put a whooping on them boys.
Well, with Carolina, you still have Bryce Young. He's not going to be starting again, even though Dolan is healthy. He'll be starting again. They're also going to be debuting their running back, Brooks. He's going to be debuting today. I don't know how many touches he's going to get due to Chuba Hubbard and the way he's playing. I can see him probably if it's garbage time. I can see them starting him. They might start him for the first few quarters. So if you have him, I'm sure a lot of y'all have actually picked him up, stored him in your bench. And right now would be a good time I wouldn't start him right now, but I will see how he produces. Because after that, then that's what's going to let you know if you want to keep him or not. But through the game, I would definitely look at starting Mahomes. I think Mahomes is going to want to have his Mahomes-like performances up to the third quarter if it's a blowout. I see him giving touch to Kelsey, and I'm seeing Kelsey getting a little bit of eat. I'm seeing DeAndre Hopkins getting a little bit of eat, even Xavier Worthy. But I really think that's when the running game is going to come in. So I don't know. Depending on what they feel about Clyde Exelaire, but we all know that Kareem Hunt is going to get a lot of grass. He's going to get a lot of eating. So I look at this to be a running game, and I do believe it is I think it's at Carolina too. So I see this more being a running game, maybe a few passing yards, but nothing to blow them out because right now the Chiefs are probably looking low. We just want to win the game. We ain't trying to overexert ourselves to catch injuries to where now we're trying to battle for position. Right. Now the Bills. Cloud 9.
Oh yeah.
I want to say Cloud 9 because right now that even though they won that game, they're still a game behind. They're still a game behind the Chiefs. So they're hoping that the Chiefs lose another game. But I will say this: I think it gives you the blueprint to where I think they realize now the fourth quarter let it be the Josh Allen show. The same way that Kansas City has let Mahomes run the fourth quarter. I think he's now having that mentality to say, you know what, we're down or we're up. Get on my back, and I'm running, and we winning this.
Oh, and Josh Allen, there at the end of the game when he was running the last one in, he's running toward the end zone, he almost went down. At the 5-yard, I think it was about the 5-yard line. He almost slid. He went, wait a second, I'm right there. Nope, and right into the end zone.
I think what he was thinking was more time management. Right. For the simple fact that if I slide, if I don't go to the end zone, I still give them enough time to actually score. If I slide, all we need is a field goal. We win in this game.
Right.
So it was kind of like, which one do we want more? And he basically said, I'm getting the touchdown.
Right. Right. With him getting that touchdown, put him up 2. They needed 2 scores with under
Right. That was one of those. They got to win this. They need a touchdown.
Right. No, with him going in, they needed 2 scores.
Yeah.
But yeah, if he'd have went down, they might have given him enough time to given them the opportunity to go down the field. But given that he went in, it didn't matter.
Now here's my question for the rest of this year: who's hotter, Josh Allen, Burrow, or Bo Nix?
I'll get the hell out of here with that Bo Nix bullshit.
Who's hotter? I'm not saying I'm not talking record wise. We all know record wise. We can say that all day, every day. That's Mahomes. What I'm saying, performance wise, as a quarterback, who's hotter?
If Josh Allen uses this as a trajectory, like it's gonna be Josh Allen running it for the rest of the season. But Mahomes just gonna go out and do Mahomes thing every week. Like that's the way that is.
Mahomes is playing, and I said this last week. Mahomes is playing like Brady when they was on their championship run. He didn't, because think about it. Brady wasn't giving you bomb out numbers. They were winning games, but it wasn't like Brady was throwing for 400 yards, 5 touchdowns, and breaking his neck. It was kind of like, okay, look, we managing the game. I'm gonna put you down the field. We're gonna have this much time left. Vinatieri, kick it.
Right.
That was it. Or if they were the third quarter, they made that touchdown. It was more of the defense do whatever. Okay, let's do a few plays to where we drown the clock out. Let's get the first down, and then let's just let's wear out their timeout. That's what Mahomes is doing now.
Mahomes is like a better version of Brett Favre.
So he's not sending out picks. I don't think his wife would allow that.
God, I hope not.
I don't know. Have you seen the Kermit the Frog videos? Helicopter. My baby shorty.
Mine starts a helicopter, but eventually it just turns into slapping off a thigh. I don't know what.
But yeah. But like I said, the Bills, their next game is against, I think the Bills have a bye week this week.
Yeah, so, I had to switch out like my entire damn lineup this week, dude. I was so mad.
Yeah, I figured that'll make a change. Then the next thing I do want to talk about, let's get into the Steelers. Let's get into last night's game with the Steelers. Okay. Browns won. They played a good game. They played a good game. Winston, played performance. I'm not gonna lie. Watching that interview in the beginning, dude, it was kind of like I don't know how to say it. It was just like I'm like, dude, we're this ain't Gladiator. This is not Gladiator. I mean, it's like the lady asked you how you prep for the game, and you throw some verse that it was like, the Lord is my shepherd, and He lead me to. I'm like, I'm not a man that does not take away from Bible verses when it comes to the game. It comes to the game. I appreciate that. I understand that. If that's the type of person you are, that's the type of person you are. But it was some of the questions she asked and how you responded to it, and it's like, dude, no.
I've seen the Pepsi commercial. Like, they want the NFL to be the Gladiator.
I understand you want to have Gladiator. I understand you want to do that. But when she asks you a quick question like, hey, with this weather, what are your actual preparations, or how do you feel the team's going to go for? Oh, we're going to prepare for battle. And as the good Lord said, in this, you got to be kidding me. And I'm sure she had the same look like, you got to be kidding
me. Why are you talking to me like this?
Yeah. I was just like, but I can't take anything away from Winston. He's been playing, as much as people want to talk about how bad the Browns are and stuff like that. Quiet as kept, he's been playing pretty decent. And I'm talking about from his first start. His first start was when they played against Cincy. Once Winston got hurt, he got benched. Threw for 67 yards, had a touchdown. Baltimore threw for 334 yards, 3 touchdowns, and interception. They won that game. The Chargers 235, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions. They lost the bye week. Week 11 ran, threw for 395 yards, 2 touchdowns. They lost. And against Pittsburgh, 219, 1 interception for 313, 46. I mean, he's not playing bad. He's not, and to be honest, he's not playing to lose the games, and I respect that. So if you're looking at Winston, not Winston. If you were looking at quarterback before Watson, it was kind of like he was a deer in the headlights. At least with Winston, he knows the assignment. He knows what he's doing. There's just certain plays to where I seen one play to where when he got the interception, Elijah Moore just stopped running. He was supposed to go right, and he left, and he went looking like, dude, what the hell? So right. He still keeps competitive. And then on top of that, to be honestly, I think Jerry Jeudy is a good compliment for him. Because if you look, since he started, Jeudy has actually been improving as well. Week 7, 18 yards. He got 1 reception, 18 yards. That's when he first picked on. Week 8, 5 receptions, 79 yards. Week 9, 7 receptions, 73 yards. Week 11, 6 receptions, 142 yards and a touchdown. Even against Pittsburgh when they played, 6 receptions, 85 yards. He was the leading receiver.
Right.
Now, even with that, the team was still spread, but you can see that Judy's becoming his go-to guy. So I would definitely say if Jeudy was somebody to pick up. Now, I'm not saying Winston is somebody to actually grab, during these bye weeks, but with their matchups, I would definitely look at picking up Jeudy as a pickup, just in case one of your receivers go down, or you need or for a flex, because a lot of injuries are starting to come in. Shoot.
Yeah, we are at that point in the season.
Oh, definitely. Now, what made me laugh is this: when Pickens said that the weather was the issue that they lost in.
Well, get the hell out of here.
Now, hear me out on this. And I agree with you on it. But I'm going to tell you this. These are the teams that should never, ever bring up weather while they're playing.
Right.
1 would be the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yep.
2 would be the Green Bay Packers.
Right.
I'm definitely saying Cleveland. And I would put Denver. I bet not hear not near one of these teams talk about the weather is the reason they lost. Because that's what your team, that is what all those teams were built on. This is I look at them like that's the type of team that's the type of weather that y'all love. Y'all enjoy these.
Like that's y'all's advantage. Like that's the advantage of like having y'all's teams where they are. Like y'all know, like y'all are built for that shit.
Right. So I'm thinking to myself, don't you ever say that. And you play now, if you was playing for Indianapolis, I understand. If you was playing for Tampa Bay, I understand.
If you
play for Minnesota, I understand.
No, you play in a dome.
That's what I'm saying. If you played in domes, I understand.
If you come outside again, it's like, it's kind of the weather was a little bit back.
I can understand if you have a dome stadium, but the places that they are, these teams are known for playing element games, and these are when you're supposed to be playing at your best. So I'm like Pickens. I'm like, no, dude, no. That is the worst thing to say as a Pittsburgh Steeler.
Yeah. Right.
If I had my, I'm gonna find a way to put it. If I had it, I would do a scene on Spaceballs, to where Darth Helmet tells you, "How many assholes do I have in here? Yo, great! I'm surrounded by assholes." Yes, that will be the thing that I would put in for him.
Right. You cannot. If you're one of the, especially the fact that Pittsburgh fans will get out there in negative-degree weather and without a shirt on, just waving a terrible. The only thing they're wearing is that terrible towel. Like
terrible towel and beard.
Right. You can't tell me that. This is the weather that is the reason it got us. Now get the hell out of
here. No. That should never came out of your mouth.
Right.
And now, the next game I do want to talk about, next game we want to bring up was last Thursday game. That was the Commanders over that was the Eagles over the Commanders. And you seen two things. One, you seen Barkley take over.
Yes, he did.
And I probably say that the difference between the Commanders and the Eagles was Saquon Barkley, because once he got in gear, that was it. To where within 30 seconds you score a touchdown, 30 seconds you throw another touchdown. Now I will say this with the Commanders, the question that I have is, have they reached their offensive peak? And the reason I say that is because when Jaden Daniels got his rhythm and with the offensive coordinator, there was, I think, 2-3 games where they did not punt. It was either field goal, touchdown, field goal, touchdown, field goal, touchdown. They did not punt the ball for almost 2 games.
Damn.
For 80, and I think it was 85 snaps? For 85 snaps, they did not punt. Now, granted, now you're playing tougher teams. Now you're playing teams that really, and I was used to say this is the time to where a lot of teams pick up on what you're doing because you have tape.
Right.
Now,
yeah. We are most of the way through the fucking season at this point. Right.
Right. We're past halfway because right now we're down the playoff hunts. Now, and that's the thing that's my biggest question, because now Sunday they play Dallas. The Commanders play Dallas. And I'm not saying anything to where that I don't think we want to beat the Cowboys. I think we're going to beat them. But my question would be, will we see a decline in Jaden Daniels' performance? Because also in this performance, you see that Terry McLaurin didn't score, but he only had 2 points. He only had 2 fantasy points. I think he had 1 catch for 19 yards. That's it. Now I give it to where you're not depending on the run game. You have Austin Eckler. Austin Eckler's been stepping up, and then on top of that, Brian Robinson. Brian Robinson's been that. It's kind of like that dynamic duo. They're not Sonic and Knuckles like in Detroit, but you kind of see where Eckler, the place Eckler is part of, and you see where Robinson is going to be. Robinson's more that ground and pound. Eckler's kind of that wide receiver that kind of like that running back that can catch, or you throw a sweep or something from the outside. But I am curious to see that, like I said, I don't know if they have hit their offensive peak. Hopefully Lane Kiffin, with them having that type of a break between the games. Because I think, because that was last Thursday. Okay. I'm trying to get everything out the way. So this Sunday they play Dallas, and you've given Jaden Daniels a chance to kind of rest up on the ribs a little bit more. So they did say he's a little bit more healthy. So that's going to be pretty interesting. Dallas, that's another story. We're definitely going to talk about that one later. The next one I do want to talk about is Daniel Jones. At first, for the bye week, he was benched for the veto. He was supposed to be third string.
Cool.
Yeah.
He's like fourth now, isn't he?
No, he's been released. No, he's been released.
They released Daniel Jones?
He's been released. He was released today.
God, when will the Browns take the cue and do the same thing with Watson? Just let him go.
So I don't know if it was.
Daniel Jones? Jesus.
So I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't know what the actual, but it from what it sounded like, it was an agreement.
Okay.
Because to be honestly, and I know a lot of two things. And because old girl Ellie from Sports Center, she caught a lot of flack on it this morning.
Oh,
and But for what she said, because she basically said, "Hey, he's going to be Brock Purdy's backup."
Damn.
But and to be honestly, I wouldn't disagree with that.
Right.
But by him being released, that doesn't mean another team can't pick him up.
Right.
I can see a few teams. And this is one team I actually had in question. What would you feel if the Jets picked him up?
Ooh, just move him across the bay. I'm all right with that.
I don't see, because honestly, think about it. He had, and besides Malik Neighbors, he had no weapons. He had no defense. Now, I will look at grabbing, if I was the Jets, I know you have a certain time frame to take him off to take him off from the release because he's been released. So he has, you can go through the why they go from worst to first. And I know a lot of teams will probably wait because they don't want to pick up that contract.
Right.
So
they will pay the rest of the year, right?
I wouldn't knock it if the Jets decided to, because they're through with Aaron Rodgers. I wouldn't knock it if Vegas picked him up. But I can see somebody grabbing him to finish off the season to see, okay, hey, let's see what we can do with him. Because right now there was sweepstakes for Shakur Sanders. And with Shakur Sanders, that also means that guess what? We got Daddy Dion coming right behind us.
Right.
So it's one of those, okay, so would it make sense for somebody to pick up Daniel Jones to kind of either, do you feel as though he might be I want to say Band-Aid for that season.
Okay, well, the backup game in the as a whole for the NFL, there aren't a whole lot of good backups. If quarterbacks go down, they pretty much your team's done until your starting quarterback gets back. There are no real good backup quarterbacks in the league.
The reason I bring this up because you've seen, I don't know if people paid attention, you've seen a lot of players that were crappy, became backups. Now they're starting with a team that has decent weapons and showing off. Look at Baker Mayfield. Look at Sam Darnold. Look at Derek Carr. Well, no, we can't look at Derek Carr because the Saints are playing like crap.
Derek Carr did.
But say Sam Bradford. All these quarterbacks, I can't really say Stafford had a bad year. But he improved. But when he went to that team, because he went to Vegas and he showed out. Same thing with Jared Goff. I can't really say that about Jared Goff because once they kind of got that culture together, you see what he's doing. He's damn near throwing picture perfect game. I mean, he's damn near playing picture perfect games.
Out there,
but I would say to where you had players like Darnold, Bradford, Mayfield, Baker Mayfield. That could be a thing for Daniel Jones because we looked at when the Giants were there. Who did they really have? When he first started off, it was supposed to be Odell Beckham, Darren Waller.
He had nobody.
You had Odell Beckham, you had Evan Ingram, and you had Saquon Barkley. Now that was good. Then you traded Odell. Evan Ingram went somewhere else. So now you just have Saquon Barkley. Then Saquon gets hurt. Now he's playing by himself. And then you get Saquon healthy. And Daniel Jones is playing a little bit. And then he gets hurt, but you still got Saquon. Now you got Saquon, you got Barkley, but you got nobody to throw the ball to. But Saquon is running the ball all the time. Darren Waller's now trying to be retired. And it's kind of like the kid has never had any type of a weapon when he played. And I hate to give pity like this because the kid went to Duke. You know I am towards I'm a Tar Heel fan. So
one thing in the NFL that shit don't matter no more.
I don't know. Some of them, once a dookie's still a dookie.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, but that's what I feel about Daniel Jones. Is like, so now with the Giants, what do you now? So we know now you're going to be building off Malik Neighbors because that's who you have left. They keep him DeVito for emergencies only. He is the Giants version of Heineke.
Right.
But even Heineke left and went to Atlanta.
Uh-huh.
So my thing is, yeah, so right now, like I said,
he said it. Uh-oh.
So yeah, because I know this week they have a bye, and their next game is against Dallas on Thanksgiving. Well, no, right now this week they play Tampa Bay.
Who do? New York?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They play Tampa Bay. And then Thursday they play Tampa Bay, then Thursday they play Dallas. I think they get a bye after. No, they've already had their bye. This is their bye week.
Okay.
So so that's gonna be the rest of that season is gonna be tough.
I think they're not gonna be fighting. I don't think they're gonna be fighting. One, they're not fighting for a playoff spot, but I don't think they'll fight for the first pick. Like, I don't think they'll just straight up tank.
If they do, here's the thing, and this is and I thought about this and I tried to bring this up because what if Dallas does the Minnesota screw job again?
Ooh.
Because we know Dallas has some issues too.
Yeah, few.
But we get to the Cowgirls and later on. Yeah. So the other matchup we wanted to talk about was from last week was the Chargers outlasting the Bengals.
Mm-hmm.
I really feel it's killing me because it's like you want to see the Bengals can make a run because the way Joe Burrow has been playing has been lights out.
Has been.
The way he's been playing has been lights out. Because let's be honest, when I watched this game, they were down. What was it? 27-0.
27-6
or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they came back and just made a run to tie the game up. Right. And then they lost it with overtime.
Yep.
So in ways I feel bad because it's like, man, Joe Burrow's playing. He's playing a hell of a season. Chase and then with Jamar Chase, it's like he's doing the same thing. And honestly, like I've said, I think the reason that they're losing, and I'm gonna keep saying it, there's no leadership. Whether it's offensively or defensively, you need a veteran that basically is telling you, look, we need to get it together. You ain't got to be a superstar veteran, but at least a seasoned veteran. I think they need a seasoned veteran to basically get them in gear.
I can agree with that.
Because you're looking, and like I said, I think when they lost Joe Mixon, that changed. Because I think Joe was that voice.
Yeah.
And I think, and the way that the Bengals are playing, the way the Bengals should be playing, Texas are playing.
You are not wrong there. But
so
Houston did do a lot of work in the offseason to make themselves to be able to play the way they are right now.
Right.
Right. The Bengals did not. They didn't make any moves in the off season to better themselves.
Well, I can understand why, because a lot of it had to do with the Jamar Chase contract dispute. Offensively, they were there. I'm feeling as though that when they drafted Chase Brown, they figured, okay, we lost Joe Mixon, but we got Chase Brown. Okay, that should do anything. And I tell a lot of people, even with Dallas. certain things when they're gone, you can see it. Dallas deep when Dan Quinn left, I knew something was going to be different with Dallas. They wouldn't have that same bite, especially defensively, because your defensive coordinator is gone. You can have the same players, but if you ain't got that coach to kind of get them in the gear to get them prepped, yeah, that's what it's going to be. And I think that's the same thing with the Bengals, to where they felt as though, okay, so yeah, Joe's gone. We got a kid that's stronger and faster. Yeah, you might have a kid that's stronger and faster, but that leadership, it can't be done. That can't be changed. Now, hopefully, like I said, through the season or next season, they get that veteran. Whether it's like I said, whether it's for offense or defense, but you need that veteran. They need that leadership. They need that leadership bad, and it's starting to show. Now with the Chargers, whew.
Justin Herbert doing his damn thing.
It's not just Justin Herbert. And it's not truly feel. Is it the system?
Could be.
Is it the system? Because they got spark plugs. I mean, I'm looking here. I'm like, you got J.K. Dobbins. You picked up Ladd McConkey. You got Will Dissly. And then you still have other wide receivers that could change up. They could do something when the time is right. But other than that, you kind of have that actual connection. Like I said, it's system football. And I'm not going to lie, I am very, very, very interested in seeing Monday night's game. It's going to be the Brother Bowl.
Oh, yeah, the Harbaugh Bowl. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's going to be the Ravens. It's the Ravens versus the Chargers. And to be honestly, their offense is the same way. Think about it. You got your running back, J.K. Dobbins, King Henry. Yeah, granted, King Henry is kind of like, the souped up monster. It's the Charger, and then J.K. Dobbins might be like a little Porsche.
Hey, Dobbins might be coming out with a little extra on Monday night because he did play for the Ravens. Now he got hurt most of the time.
Right. This could be a revenge game for Dobbins and Edwards.
Right.
But then, like I said, it's like these teams favor each other so much. You have your running game. You have Derrick Henry, J.K. Dobbins. You have your wide receivers. You got Zay Flowers. You got Ladd McConkey. You got your you got your tight ends. Mark Andrews, Will Dissly. It's kind of like like I said, it's a mirror of themselves. It's like kind of like they're playing the same system, but to be honest with you, I think the Chargers are playing the system way better than the Ravens are, depending on their record.
Right.
But to be honestly, fantasy wise, Will Dissly is available in majority of the leagues. Quality step. He's been improving himself to where he started off as more of a blocker, and now he's becoming more of the actual receiver end. So he's kind of like that sleeper. If you're needing a tight end, granted you have we see how Kelsey's performing, how Pitts is performing. Laporta kind of was in injury, but he's healthy. So you actually have other options besides, and then, I'm sure Brock Bowers is there. So if you're needing to decent tight end, look at Will Dissly. That's one person you might want to look into. Now, the next game we brought up was we talked about Bo Nix, but let's call off what they did. They basically stampeded against these Falcons, 38-6. This kid is on fire. I'll give it to the coach. I can't remember his name right now, but he's a Denver coach.
Make it up. Nothing. Go ahead.
I'm about to say it'll kick in, but I'm not gonna lie. He kind of caught a lot of fire from how he treated Russell Wilson. Now Bo Nix was the actual pick that he kind of wanted, but he kind of didn't. He was wanting to go after. He was kind of one. He wanted to go after the Michigan quarterback.
McCarty.
Yeah, he wanted to go after McCarty, but they decided on Knicks. And to be honest, it looks like that was the best investment.
I mean,
now,
Knicks is still playing. McCarthy fucking got that season-ending injury, so I think they made the right decision.
Yeah. So right now they're 6-5, and the thing is, the Broncos are in the playoff race. They're the seventh seed. And what's scary is that with this team, I mean, they could. This might be a team to be scared. You might want to watch on the playoff run. I'm not saying to where they're going to go in and win the Super Bowl. No, but I am saying I think they might be making a run to where they might make a few moves, depending on how these other teams play. I could see them probably moving up in the actual in the playoffs. Instead of it being I see them honestly. They could slide in and be a 4 or 5 seed. They're not going to win the division, I for sure. But I can see them, because they're a game behind they're a game behind the Ravens, 2 games behind the Chargers, and a game behind the Texans.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of ground.
And the way that defense is, well, not too much ground, because like I said, the rest of the teams, because I have the rest of their schedule is kind of like they could make a serious run. Oh, happy National Amelia Day! I'm seeing we got some of this. I didn't know they had a holiday. I didn't know they had a holiday for smartasses, but
yeah, she's good at it too.
That's my little smart ass.
Yep,
so, like I said, with the Broncos, because their next game, the Raiders.
Oh, okay.
It's like the next game they have is against the Raiders, and I think they're going to bye. And even then, like I said, they still have the rest of the actual division to go against. So the worth, like I said, you could pull off a game against the Chargers. Now you've already had your chance with Kansas City, but I do believe you have to play Kansas City again. But you're playing at Kansas City. You're not playing in Denver.
Ooh, okay. As long as they don't go negative in Kansas City, they might have a chance.
They could. But from that end, yeah, that's pretty much what was all from this week. Now, I do want to talk about the Browns. It's scary because with the Browns, even with the record that they have, do you realize, one, they are undefeated on Thursday nights?
Are they really?
They are undefeated on Thursday nights. Their division record is 2-1.
Okay.
So you beat the Steelers because the Steelers were 1-1 in the division.
Right.
Everybody's 500 in division except the Browns. The Browns actually have the better division record.
Yeah, but isn't their last game of the season ended against Pittsburgh?
I think it's Cincinnati because they've already played because they played they beat Baltimore.
They beat the Ravens, right?
They beat Pittsburgh. The only loss was to Cincinnati. And that's what they bitched Watson for Winston.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm sitting here like, really? Are we really playing with the dog? All I can think of, I ain't gonna lie, I've been watching the league lately, and all I can think about was the actual league. Oh, yes, Jesus.
So, all right, I'm gonna derail for a little bit. So, a few weeks back, I found Jesus. I found Jesus at the beer barrel over off Industrial Parkway. He was just standing on top of a change machine, and I took him, and it was great. It was me. I found Jesus. Oh my God! A few days later, Sip was just doom scrolling through Temu and saw just a container, 83 cents, 46 itty bitty Jesus. I've been leaving them everywhere, guy. Somebody will find Jesus.
Oh.
That was it. That was my whole story. Thank you.
It is, but it's the simple fact that I know you, and that's what makes it even funny. I'm like, jeez. Oh. All right, so let's get to our matchups for this week.
Sorry.
Yeah, no. Let's get to the matchups this week, because right now we got we still got the week 12 matchups, and we still got to deal with Thanksgiving.
We do.
Thursday night will be 3 games instead of just 1.
Oh God.
Yeah. We got one at 12:30, 4:30, and 8:30.
Nice.
Okay. Now the first one will be on
games, so they got one on Prime.
These are on regular TV.
Regular TV.
I think the Green Bay Miami game I think is on Peacock. Black Friday, I think they're saying I think Black Friday is supposed to be the Kansas City Raiders game.
Okay.
So we'll probably maybe get into that a little bit. First matchup, we talked about it before, was the Bucks and the Giants. Again, Daniel Jones released. Daniel Jones released. DeVito will be starting. Everybody's kind of like, if you do the math, the thing is with DeVito, he does have a better record, statistic wise against versus Jones. 7 touchdowns, 1 interception. He rarely really turns the ball over. He does believe in what's the word I want to say? Being a field general. So he wants to move the weight. He wants to move the ball, put time on the clock. He doesn't want to make careless decisions. But I feel as though with the Bucs defense, it's going to be a struggle. So I would definitely start the Bucs defense. Baker Mayfield, they're coming off a bye, so I think with a healthy Mike Evans, also he's supposed to be starting. I'm looking at Baker and Evans making a lot of points. So if with this game, I'm starting Baker Mayfield, Mike Evans, the Bucs defense, and flex wise, I will probably put in Napers. Because I know he's going to get a catch in. I guarantee that. What about you?
I'm with you. With Tampa Bay, they're hot and cold. It really is on how Mayfield's playing, on how Tampa Bay goes. It really, really is. Like if he's getting into his rhythm and matriculating the ball down the field, it's a good day for Tampa Bay. But if he gets a couple, he starts trying to hero ball the thing and try to do it all his damn self, and it doesn't work that way.
Well, I will give this to Baker Mayfield. He has been lately, despite the record, Mayfield's been playing like he has a chip on his shoulder.
Right.
And he's been playing lights out. To be honestly, the games that he's lost, it's not like he lost the game. To be honest, most of the games that he's lost is who's had the ball last.
Right. Yeah, that's a true statement. But they are playing again. They're playing against the Giants, and they do not have the greatest defense.
No, the Giants, like I say. Now I will say this: it could be one of those sleeper games. I wouldn't look past the Giants, especially with DeVito, because granted, he's not the superstar, but I do feel as though because if he has a good connection with Napers, he's definitely going to start throwing it in. It's going to be a better connection. I do feel as though Tracy as the running back, I'm not going to say he's going to dominate, but he probably would add a few points. But if Tampa Bay's on that actual, hey, let's not look past this team. Let's do what we got to do and send these cats and go home. And then I can, like I said, I can see this being, I can see maybe Napier getting some junk yards. That's it. But other than that, I pretty much got Tampa Bay's defense running this. Next game, it's the Chiefs and Panthers. Again, the Chiefs got their first loss.
You got to start the Panthers defense. I don't care what you got to do. I'd rather take no defense than start Panthers defense.
Well, here's my thing with that. I will say this: we're going to see how the Chiefs are this month. Because we now get to see how the Chiefs react after their first loss. Right. Now, are they more focused because now they got that monkey off their back to where, it's another, we got to worry about streak. We're going to worry about streak. Okay, streak's over with. We took our first loss. Now let's just worry about playing the games. So Are you now going to focus on, just playing the game? You're not playing to lose. You're playing.
Right, you're playing for that bundle Ruski.
Right, you're playing because it's almost play time. We gotta hit the switch. So, like I said, we'll see how the Chiefs bounce back from that. Also, with Bryce Young's going to start again because he had a good play when he played against the Giants. It wasn't what's the word I want to say? It wasn't mind blowing.
But he wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't mind blowing. Like, I got to start this cat. No, it wasn't anything like that. What I will say is that I do feel as though it brought confidence into the kid because I think the kid, to be honestly, from what I read and reported, the kid had his girlfriend left him for Tyrese Maxey. He's playing like crap. And it's just like, man, and on top of that is y'all not winning games. So I think he was a little bit of a funk. And now I think he's out of that funk, especially thanks to Andy Dalton. I think him watching how Dalton played and conduct himself and how he got everything situated, you see a different Bryce. So I'm not saying that they're going to actually shock the world, but I do feel as though that you'll see a good connection, hopefully, between Bryce Young, Xavier Leggett, and maybe a little bit of Jonathan Brooks once he makes it. But other than that, I definitely feel though it's going to be all pretty much Chuba Hubbard for the offense.
It's going to be all Kansas City. I already like Bryce.
Oh yeah, Kansas City. I definitely want Kansas City for the win. But fantasy wise, I can see Chuba Hubbard definitely getting a few yards in. I can definitely see maybe Xavier Leggett get a touchdown or two. Like I said, starting wise, yes, I'm looking at Mahomes, Xavier Worthy, Kelsey, and Hopkins. Right. Yeah, I'm pretty much I'll probably say those main lineups. Yeah, go ahead and start them.
What do you think of the defense, though? You think they got the coaching staff got in that ass and like y'all need to do something? Like this is like one of those like I wouldn't call it a bounce back game, but it is because like it is an easy target for them to beat the hell out of somebody.
It's a bounce back game, but it could also be a trap game because you have this team playing, and you might be focused on the next team. But like I said, hopefully if Andy looks at this right, it's like, look, let's focus on Carolina. They're not the best team, but we need to bounce back. We need to get our confidence back up. We need to be that team to where, okay, you know what? Yeah, we lost to the Buffalo Bills. We lost to the Buffalo Bills because stuff happens.
Right.
Any given Sunday, anything can happen. And that was one of those Sundays. We shake that off. We get back in our track. We get back on track, and we play our game. We don't give this team hope. We don't give this team a chance. We don't give this team some type of effort to think they can beat us.
We're the Chiefs, not the Chefs.
Good googly moogly. Next game we got Cowboys and Commanders. Oh, I love this game. I should have been talking trash all week, but I haven't. Now here's my
I'm
question with this. Here's my question with the Commanders. I mean, not the Commanders, the Cowboys. Who's the QB going to be in Dallas? Because you got Cooper Rush. Well, you got Cooper Rush still, but you still got Troy. You still got Trey Lance.
Ooh.
Now,
now
the thing is with Trey Lance, and this is the way I look at it, because one, you got to look at the way the Commanders play. And I'm sure Dan Quinn is, but he was there. He was there when Quinn was the coordinator. But I also look at when it comes to Quinn, does he know everything about Trey Lance? And I'm sure he knows about Cooper Rush. He knows that the actual, he knows the targets. If they decide, hey, look, let's just throw the ball because his team can't really, they can't deal with anybody throwing the ball. Let's just basically make it a quick run. If they decide to use Trey Lance, they're okay with Trey Lance. Look, if you don't see it 2 seconds, bounce. Right. Don't get settled. And I think that if the Cowboys do that, it could put the Commanders off balance. And again, like I said, especially with the Commanders losing to the Eagles last week. Again, my question with that was more with I can't Lane Kiffin. That's what it is. With Kiffin, is he? Like I said, have we seen the peak of the Redskins offense? Because what happens is like, is that the peak, or is that something to where, okay, now I think we need everybody. Now let's start getting you involved in some more offense. Let's kind of open the book more because everybody's realizing what you're doing. Because if they open the book, I can definitely see Austin Eckler definitely getting a lot of touches and starting to step up. I can definitely see Terry McLaurin getting bigger touches. I can definitely see Zach Ertz getting bigger and better touches. And then you still have Noah Brown. You still have De'Ami Brown.
Zip was cursing Ertz last week. Zip was cussing out Ertz all day Sunday, just screaming at her phone.
So, like I said, with the Commanders, like I said, with this matchup, I'm definitely looking at starting CeeDee Lamb. I give it because right now, even with even though we picked up Lattimore's still injured, so he's still dealing with hamstring issue. So we still have a hole in our secondary, and I can see them taking advantage of that. I'm definitely starting Jaden Danielson because I think after that actual Eagles loss, I think he's really going to he's going to actually like step himself up, and then with him having that extra week, he's healthy. So we might see the same. We might see the old Jaden Danielson as we've been seeing before. Like I said, I'm definitely starting Austin Eckler because I think with the actual Cowboys off defense, that Eckler will be that kind of off back compared to Brian Robinson. Brian Robinson going to ground and pound it in. With Eckler, you can kind of toss it to the side to where he's running. Or you can actually just, have him go for short routes. Basically treat him like a Brian Mitchell. I'm sorry, Brian Westbrook. Excuse me, not Brian Mitchell. He does deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. And like I said, the biggest question that I have with this is can Washington get back in rhythm? If they get back in rhythm, this is going to be a blowout.
Oh yes, it should be a blowout.
I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say it's going to be a blowout because and granted it was last year, but when it comes to the Commanders in that backfield, that's where we have a lot of issues. And then on top of that, let's not forget that who was it that's now healthy? I call him Sonic. They call him Sonic Boom. But Braden Cooks is going to be healthy again. He's healthy, so he might be playing. I wouldn't take anything away from the running back Cook as well. I want to say Justin Cook. I wouldn't take anything away from him as well.
There are about 8 of them in the NFL. There are about 8 Cooks in the NFL.
Yeah, but still, like I said, and they all went to Miami. But regarding that matchup, like I said, I still have the Commander. Me personally, I have the Commanders winning it. Starting wise, I'm starting CeeDee Lamb, Jaden Danielson, Austin Eckler, Brian Robinson, and Terry McLaurin. Next one.
I'll say this much about that one. If it is a blowout, like if the Cowboys get blown out, like Jerry Jones might set Jerryland on fire himself.
No, because they didn't lose in Dallas. They playing in DC. So he give them nothing. Now, if they lose in Dallas, then that's it.
No, if they lose in DC, I think Jerry might go set Jerryland on fire. If they get blown the hell out, like he will go and set the stadium on fire himself. Anyway,
after the next Netflix fight.
Say what?
Before after the next Netflix fight.
Oh, that right now. Like he'll set it on fire during the fight. I don't give a damn. Shit, the thing's already falling apart as it is.
That stadium ain't that old.
Yeah, but it's already like tiles are falling out the damn roof. Like, it's falling apart.
AT&T Stadium with the 100-foot screen.
Yeah, the 100-yard screen. Yeah, it's already falling apart.
Oh,
they got shit falling from the rafters and shit.
I'm looking at that one. So the next matchup we got the Patriots and Dolphins. It's basically an AFC NFC South battle. No, I'm sorry, NFC East. I'm sorry, AFC. Jesus, Shuttlesworth. AFC East matchup. Had to get it out. Patriots are 3-8. Dolphins are 4-6. Now this could be,
Nothing. I'm being an ass.
Bite me.
Against the Lakers, right?
Lakers. So I can see this. I'll put it this way: if you have Drake May, if you have Drake May, Tua Tagovailoa, if you have Hunter Henry, and if you have Jonnu Smith, those are going to be the key players in this game.
You don't think ATN going to do anything?
Huh?
You don't think ATN going to do anything? ATN be running his ass off.
So, yeah, and honestly, I give it, if it comes to the running game for Stevens, because you have Ramondre Stevens and you have Devon Achane. But I really feel as though it's going to come down to the short passes. Because with the New England Patriots, granted, they probably offensively, they're not the best team. You can tell it's a rookie team. But defensively, they're solid.
Well, Mayo was a defensive coach, right? So,
but with Mayo, I'd probably say with Mayo, he's been that kind of, he's kept the foundation of the defense, which what I respect. You can tell they're struggling offensively because they just don't have a system. But with Drake May being the quarterback, and the receivers that they have are so young, they don't really have a veteran wide receiver or any type of veteran offense other than Ramondre Stevens. But everybody else is pretty much young, and Hunter Henry. And that's why I look at it. It's going to be a little bit about the mid game. So I can definitely see Drake May giving a lot of passes to Hunter Henry, maybe a few short passes to Ramondre Stevens. And with Tua, I can see him using Jonnu Smith a lot. Because of the extra concussion, he's really trying to make sure he gets the ball out. He's not waiting any longer. And I think to where that's what you're seeing, to where Jonnu Smith's now, if you check the stats, Jonnu Smith is starting to get more increases in targets that's what's affecting Tyreek Hill and Jason Waddle, because he's not waiting for you to get free. He's waiting. He has on that time. He has that clock in his head now, and it's like, okay, if you're not open, it's going to the tight end. And I think that's what he's doing, making sure that it's like, okay, I'm going to put it to the tight end, or I'm running the ball. And if I get a play, if I do a few play action to get you guys open, but other than that, you see what Tyreek's doing. He's doing like little stunts, little small sweeps. He's not really going out the. They're not doing those long range bombs.
Right.
And I think that's just
keep Tua. Yeah, they're not trying to keep Tua back here holding the ball for too damn long.
Right, because I think that's affecting Waddle because Waddle's not getting those deep passes. He's not really throwing those deep passes like he used to. Everything's being either short or mid range because they want to make sure that he's getting the ball out as quick as he can to avoid another concussion.
Right.
So that's why I say if you're actually looking at this matchup with Drake May and Tua, if you have these guys, look to them look to a lot of passes to the tight ends because with them they're with the defense. One with Drake May, he's gonna check, make sure, and he's gonna run.
Right.
That's all about May. I've seen him from Carolina. Yeah, at a certain time, if you ain't there, he running. So I would definitely look at starting Hunter Henry, John Smith. If you do have Drake May to Talova, I would definitely it will be a decent matchup. Out of the two, if I had to choose between Waddle and Hill, I'm going Hill. I'm going Hill because they use Hill more as a weapon than they do Waddle. And then I do feel as though the running game would be a factor, so I am looking at getting at either Devin Etienne or picking up Ramondre or having started Ramondre Stevens.
I'm there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping. I think they're trying to get the Dolphins are trying to get to it at the end of the season. Just be like, hey, just sit in the dark room for 6 months. Don't do nothing else. Just sit in the dark room for 6 months.
I wouldn't knock it. I wouldn't knock it if they pick up a veteran quarterback, or if they take a chance and pick up another quarterback in the draft. I wouldn't knock them doing that because I think if he gets another concussion, they're releasing him.
Oh yes, yeah. If they do get another quarterback in the draft, though, it'll be like a 5th or 6th round that they end up getting one. Right.
Like I said, I feel as though they might take their chances, and if a decent quarterback is available, I'm not saying anybody first round, maybe 3rd or 4th. I think they might pick up a quarterback just to be on the safe side because they're like, okay, if this kid is gone, we need somebody to build this around, or that can actually do the same thing he's doing.
Right.
And pick up and sign an actual veteran. Hence, Daniel Jones.
No, you said veteran guy. Like
He's been there 7 years.
Look, just because he got PTSD don't make him a veteran.
But you know what I did recognize? That none of the first round quarterbacks, I think was what year was that? They said it was 7 years ago. And was what the year is 2025 now?
No, we're still in 2024.
I'm sorry, 2024. So that been the 2014 draft?
No,
2017. Because remember that what's his face? Daniel Jones and Haskins were picked in the same round.
Oh, why you gotta bring him up, man?
They were in the same draft class. So that draft class is then that technically they have no quarterbacks from that draft class anymore.
No.
From the first round.
Haskins would have still been around, but we'll move on. Yeah.
And that's what I recognized. Okay, so then we had that moment of silence. Next game we got is the Titans and Texans.
Ooh.
I'm starting Texas defense.
Yeah, do that.
I'm starting Texas defense on this one, bro. I ain't even gonna hesitate on that one. I'm starting Texas defense, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because it's the quarterback. It's not even the actual.
Drew Levis is garbage.
It's not even that. Then they also remember they also picked up Duck Dynasty. Yeah. from the Steelers. He's the backup.
God. Man, they're not.
So again, let's just call it. I'm picking the Texas defense on this one. Now I will say this: with Collins back, will CJ Stroud get back in his groove? Because
I was glad to see Nico Collins making it back. Like he was trying to ball out hard in the beginning of the season. He caught a little bit of a hamstring, and he been hammed up since.
Well, here's the thing: even with Collins gone, you still had Tank Dell, you still had Xavier Hutchins, and then also John Mechie stepped up.
Right.
So it's kind of like with him back. I think that once they get, I think this is a game too. Again, this is a get back game because I really feel as though with the Texans, the defense is going to be the defense is going to pretty much run the show. If anything with the Titans, like I said, I'll give it to Calvin Ridley and also Nick Westbrook, Etienne. I can't get his name right. I'll call him Nick West. Like I said, their backfield is not bad. And I do feel as though, they're going to get a few catches here and there. Hell, they might score a point. But throughout that matchup, I really feel as though that Texas defense is just going to be all over them. And let's call it what it is with the Texans. The way Joe Mixon is playing, he's playing like I said. And again, that's why I said, and that's why I brought up what I said about with the Bengals. And like I said, you can see it with the Texans. That leadership is kicking in because even when you did not have your star wide receiver, they still play like he was still there. Everybody stepped up.
Mixon been running like his hair's on fire, dude. Like he's getting it.
Like he slapped the old girl again, was trying to run for the cops. But that's the only thing. Like I said, that's the only thing I can really say with this game, because I just don't see. I like I said with the Texans, with the Titans. The only thing I can see on the bright spot is probably if you have Calvin Ridley and you got Nick West, and they ball out. I don't think it's going to be too much, but I do feel as though it's going to be to where the running game is not going to be as strong. For the actual Texans, and for the Titans, and I think the Texans are going to shut that down real quick. So give the Texas defense to start. I'll say, like, if I had to start anybody from the Titans, it would be Calvin Ridley or Nick West. For the Texans, like I said, I would definitely look at I would probably start CJ Stroud, and I definitely start Collins. But the one I would probably definitely look at, just if you're in a 12-team league, got that extra flex, I will look at John Mechie because he's been kind of stepping up more than Tank Dell. So I get Tank Dell is still there, but I do feel as though Mechie's might be a good 25 yards in a touchdown.
That's about 12 points. That's not too bad.
So then, right after that, we was talking about it before, the Broncos and Raiders. I got nothing to say about the Raiders other than Brock Bowers.
Right.
That's it. I got nothing else to say about Brock Bowers. Now, I will say this: in offseason, that might be the team that needs Shakur Sanders. And I wouldn't knock if they try to make a deal to get Travis Henry. I mean, and Hunter Henry.
Right.
I wouldn't knock them trying to knock that trade out. But I would say this: they do need another running game. I don't care how you get it, whether it's through free agency, through the draft. You need a running back because the running backs you got, I'm throwing tomatoes and everything else at them. Garbage. Now the Broncos.
The Raiders have always had been a dumpster fire for a while. I mean, since Chucky left, like they've been a dumpster fire.
They have. They had it. They started coming up again. They started making us. They started doing things when you had those smoky eyes there for you,
Right?
and then you brought in Devontae. And then you had Devontae Smith. I mean Devontae Adams, not Smith. Devontae Adams.
Right.
So yeah,
well, that was college hookup again. They weren't doing bad, but as soon as Devontae Adams heard that old Mr. Ayahuasca was going to the Jets, he was like, "Get me the hell out of here."
Yeah, when he found out John Wick was in he said, "Yeah, I'm thinking about coming back." Yeah, he wanted to be back with John Wick.
Right, we gonna be in green again? Yes, I'll go.
But the Broncos are 6-5. The Raiders are 2-8. Like I said, my question is how dangerous is Denver? Because right now their defense is playing lights out. Bo Nix is on fire. The running game is kind of like flip a coin. Who's gonna show up between Javonte Williams, between McCaughlin, and then with I think it's a Tufe. It's kind of like pick your poison. However I feel tonight, hey, give them the ball.
Right.
So that's what it's like. But that I would definitely start. The only people I would start on here is maybe Brock Bowers, Bo Nix. Definitely looking at the Denver defense, and if I had to choose a running back, it would be Javonte Williams.
Okay.
From the Broncos.
Yeah,
but I definitely got the Broncos winning this game.
Right, Bowers was the only thing going from.
Bowers is going to get it. Yeah, Bowers is going to get the touches. He's basically how Travis Kelce should be balling.
Right.
Speaking of, I was basically thinking about Travis Kelce. Next game we got is the Packers and Niners. Now, I'm not going to lie. These three games that I'm bringing up, all AFC West, and it's like whoever wins this is on top of that division at the time. First, we got the Packers and Niners. Now, right now they're talking about Brock Purdy's questionable. That San Fran offense is kind of suspect as well, so it's kind of like everybody's in ER. Well, right now, like I said, I think who's left on the defense, on the offense, you got Deebo Samuels, Juan Jennings, Kittle, and then you also have what's his name? I think it's Jordan Mason, the other running back.
I think so. I believe you.
But like I said, but think about it. So that means out of everybody that you had, because think about it, you also had I can't remember the kid's name all of a sudden. Because you had Deebo, you had Kittle, and the thing he got hurt, and he was on the contract dispute.
Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah, Brandon Ayuk. So you had all these weapons to start off. Now it's kind of like y'all turn into General Hospital. Everybody's getting hurt when the season's about to end.
Right. That's because they played so hard in the beginning, man. Like they limp into the finish line.
Well, I'll give it to the story. They're playing the Packers. Packers is pretty questionable. It's a questionable team. And I don't mean to say that in a bad way. What I do mean is that to where it's based off Jordan Love. If he's slinging the ball like Brett Favre, or if he's slinging the ball like the regular Packers have done, Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, then yeah, I can see them making an upset. But because you had the weapons there. But I would definitely see. I look this for being on their running game. So I definitely see to where Josh Jacobs is going to be kind of the cowbell. He's going to be their workhorse.
More cowbell.
Yeah. But to be honestly, I will say this might be a win for the Niners, for the simple fact that out of all of it, George Kittle.
Yeah.
I think if he's starting, he's going to be the key factor because even with everybody being blocked, he's kind of that main guy that just takes them hits. He give me the ball, throw it down the middle. I'll catch it. I have fun with it. Dude, I put it this way. If you get a chance, I know you know what your internet, but if you ever get a chance to watch receivers on Netflix, dude, you got to watch that. Just for George Kittle. Kittle is you. That's all I'm going to say on that. His personality is like, when he's with that team, the first person you would think of is you. It's like, man, why is everybody a good team?
I'm a beaming person. I have a very sunny disposition, guy.
It's like when you like everything. The only things that you don't collect shoes.
Nope, I ain't got no money.
Yeah, like I said, you don't collect shoes. Like I said, it was pretty cool to where his wife, what she did for his birthday, she took all his shoes and his shoes and just hung them in the air.
That still was supposed to stay in the box.
Hey, and it's funny. His wife's a basketball player. And he's the ball player. He's the football player. And he met in college. So, like I said, if you ever get a chance, definitely watch receivers. And like I said, you get a crack out of George Kittle, you would. But for this game, I'm gonna give it to the Niners. I just feel as though with the Niners, maybe it's more their defense with Joey Bosa and the rest of the gang. I just think that's going to be the actual.
I know Joey left last week like third quarter or something like that.
Well, the good thing they're playing at home, right? And that's what I'm saying. I think because that's why I give it to them because they're playing the game at home. They're not going to be playing it in Green Bay to where the weather might be a problem and it might affect some of the injuries. So that's why I say I'll definitely give it to the Niners. To where that'll put them at 6-5. Next game is the Cardinals and Seahawks. And the Cardinals are sitting at 6-4, so they're a game behind everybody. The Seahawks are 5-5. This game, it's going to be Kyler versus Geno, and because you have two very mobile quarterbacks that can make plays. I think if the Cardinals want to win this game, you have to let Harrison be more involved. I really think that because for you to have a weapon for the caliber of Marvin Harrison Jr. and for the way that y'all playing, it just doesn't make sense. Now, I will say that the biggest matchup would probably be the running game between Kenneth Walker and O'Connor. I think that's going to be the actual. End all says all. Like I said, I am starting DK Metcalf, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Marvin Harrison.
Yeah,
it's one of those things to where if I do put Harrison in, I'm flexing him because if I have somebody that's projected more than him, then yeah, I'll put him on the bench. But if it's a must start, then he's going to be my flex. And it's not because it's nothing against him. It's just that I just don't see them making any type of plays for him.
You can move on. It upsets me that Murray hadn't just found him with the ball, regardless, all the damn time. Anyway, like he is proven like throw him the damn ball, even though like, his daddy even told him like he needs to go in there and tell him, but that's just not the dude he is. So he will get the ball when they give him the ball, but when he gets the ball, he's gonna do some things with it.
Oh, definitely. So the next game is gonna be it's a Sunday night game. We got the Eagles and the Rams. Now we found out Devontae Smith is gonna be out for this game. Still hamstring issues. So I would say the X factor on this game will probably be Jahan Dotson, who they picked up in the trade with the Commanders. He's been playing a few games. He's got some nice catches. So I'm wondering if they're going to actually try to put him into the lineup as a starter. And if he is, we could definitely see him probably making some changes, some impact with the game. The biggest thing I got with this game, I see a lot of offensive weapons, but with the Eagles, can their D handle the Rams' offense? Because this is one I kind of see to where it's like, again, you're looking in the mirror because you have Sam Bradford. Matthew Stafford. Excuse me. I don't know where Sam Bradford came from. Oh, never mind. They both went to Georgia. That's why. So I got Stanford, and I got Hurts. But with Matthew Stafford, you have Cooper Kupp. You also have
Puka
Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua. You also have Kyrie Williams. On the other end, you're looking at the Eagles D. You're looking at the Eagles. You have AJ Brown. Again, you still have Saquon Barkley. Hell, like I said, you could probably put Jahan Dotson as a weapon on here. Yeah. So again, my biggest thing is to where it's the Eagles defense, especially their secondary. Because with the weapons that they have up there, we know how Cooper Kupp can get open. We know how Puka Nacua can get open. And we know how Kyron Williams can run the ball just as well as Saquon Barkley.
Right.
So on this one, to me it was hard to figure out I'm saying start everybody.
Right. Right.
The only wild card I'm looking at would probably be Jahan Dotson. Because with Smith out, I don't know if they're more confident with him, and if they are confident with him, how confident are they to allow him to run, with the ball? Right. So that's my only thing. That's my only thing to where is he going to be there on crucial plays, or is he going to be there for certain packages? And then the funny thing is this: like I said, you have the Rams, and that's why I brought up all three of these games because all of them are pretty much in that NFC East, NFC West division. Because you have the Rams 5-5, the Seahawks are 5-5, the Niners are 5-5, and the Cardinals are 6-4. The Cardinals are leading that division by one game. So let's say. So the only thing that would change is to say, let's say the Cardinals lose to the Seahawks and everybody else wins. It's kind of like the Seahawks are basically, and everybody else wins. It's a 4-way tie for first place. Right. And the only tiebreaker right now would probably be the Seahawks because the Seahawks beat the Cardinals.
Right.
So that's an interesting division because even when you look at the NFC, here's the NFC playoff picture. Right now, you got the Lions 9-1. Eagles are 8-2. Cardinals are 6-4 because they're on top of the division.
Right.
Falcons are 6-5. Vikings are 8-2. Packers are 7-3. Commanders 7-4. So that means on the hunt, you have the whole AFC, the whole NFC West in the hunt.
Parity.
Somebody can lose the game. So if the Cardinals lose, that means whoever wins that, I guess, like I said, I think whoever wins between the Cardinals and Seahawks is going to take the third spot. And then everybody else is looking for the hunt.
All right.
That's going to be interesting. Now, and then for Monday night game, we talked about it already. The Ravens and the Chargers. It's the Brother Bowl. Like I said, to this one, it's the run. It's going to be the ground game. I really believe it's going to be the ground game. Because I think the Chargers might have the edge because you're looking at you still got one. Okay, Joey plays for the Chargers, right?
Yes. Joey plays for the Chargers. Nick plays for the Niners.
Okay, yeah. So you got Joey. I didn't want to get the wrong name. I didn't want to give out the wrong Bosa. You got Joey Bosa on one end. You got Khalil Mack on the other end. And then on top of that list, you still got Asante Samuel's son. You got Asante Samuel son the back as a wide as a cornerback, and then you got Quentin Jammer still as a wide as a in the backfield, I think. So it's kind of like it is. I really feel it's. I give the edge to the Ravens. I mean, to the Chargers a little bit, but it's just something about it. Like I said, they're the same team. When you look, I guarantee when you look at stat, and hopefully Chris Carlos will bring this out, push this out. They're the same team. Instead of only difference is Lamar Jackson and his athletic ability. His athletic ability. That's it. But other than that, everybody else down the middle, it's the same team. You got your running game, you got your receivers, and it just comes down to who runs the ball better. So, but starting, I got like I said, if it comes to starting, I'm starting Henry, McConkey, Zay Flowers, Lamar Jackson, and Justin Herbert. I'm not starting either one of these. I'm not starting either one of the defenses.
You ain't starting no Dobbins?
I'm not. Say what?
You ain't gonna start Dobbins? I'm starting Dobbins. Old JK for the Chargers, yeah. Give me some JK Dobbins out there, yeah.
That's that line. I see him. I understand you're saying it might be a revenge game, but it's just that line. That's the only thing I'm questioning.
I don't care. He's on OH all over them.
Hey, if you want to, you like it, I love it. So so you're saying put in, so you're saying start Dobbins as well.
Damn right, yes. You'll see in a minute when you put the graphic up.
Asshole.
I got one of those. It's great.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one.
Looks like a rusty balloon nut.
So those are the matches that we have for week 2. What I am going to do real quick, before we actually get into our lineups for next week. So, like I said, next Thursday's games are the Thanksgiving games. You got Detroit and Chicago at 12:30.
Come on, Detroit.
So, like I said, was that?
How many weeks we got left in the season? I'm almost there.
Like I said, either way, like I said, you're one win away from running the 40, and you're 4. I think we're on week 11. No, we're week 12. So they need to lose 5 more games.
God, doing God's work, man.
No, like I said, the question that we do have for that is: do you feel as though Detroit will sit in the NFC North with this game? Now, the thing is that when it came to Detroit and Thanksgiving games, they were kind of like they would run the show, but lately they've been kind of slipping. They lost last week. They lost last year to Green Bay. Year before that, I think they lost to Dallas. So they've been kind of on a slip on Thanksgiving Day.
It's because the boys are trying to get the game over with and go get some turkey.
Now, I think my question is, and we'll see about this with New England. Against New England, what will we see from the Bears and Caleb Williams? Because now that you fired the actual offensive coordinator, the coordinator that you have was with the Panthers. And when he was with the Panthers, he actually did a lot of things with the tight end. So, and that's going to be very interesting because when it comes to one with Detroit, because of will we actually see anything to where you're now playing a team to where another team to where I can see Hutchinson, I'm sorry. Hutchinson is not there because he's out for the season. So will this affect will this actually affect Detroit? This is the type of team that I can actually expose them without Hutchinson being there, their actual impact.
I think Detroit's playing harder on defense. Not in spite of, but because he's not there. They're playing harder. They're playing harder for him. They don't
right,
want all
and,
these
and that
motherfuckers
and that I
going.
get, but also, like I said, can the Bears
No,
and like I said, just hypothetically speaking, if the Bears get their groove, could they actually?
no.
I think they could. I'm not saying they
Sorry.
will.
Go ahead.
I
Finish
think they
your
could.
Go ahead. Finish your statement.
I think they could.
What?
But the reason I say it could because you have the weapons and the difference. Like I said, the difference is going to be in Detroit's defense.
Detroit
And the reason I constantly bring that up is because without Hutchinson playing, how would that affect this type of a team? Because granted, you play the Texans, and with the Texans, that was the type of team to where you had Joe Mixon, you had the running game, and they almost lost that game. So again, somebody has the blueprint. So what happens to where if Chicago now follows that blueprint to the T?
No.
Because they have the weapons for it. In as a running back, your tight end, and they got receivers. And their defense, let's be honest with Chicago's defense, it's not something to draw a pass.
No.
Granted they messed up in DC because they got mouthy, and then on top of that, it affected them for the last few games. Now, hopefully that's out of their head, and they're focused on you know what, we need to get back to where we were before.
They needed to get back to where they were before, but no.
We'll see. We'll definitely see.
We will. It'll be a no.
Next game is New York and Dallas. It's going to be battle of the backups.
Oh, God. Can't they just flex that one out and move something else in?
I would like that, but...
Right.
But, Jerry basically, he's like, I did this, so you're going to do this for me. So, right. Yeah, it's the battle of the backups.
That's if Jerryland's still standing. Like I said, they lose the Commanders. He gonna set that.
No. I think they'll take the loss to the Commanders. If they take a loss to the Giants, yeah, Jerryland's going on fire.
Jerryland's gonna be on fire.
If they lose to the Giants, Jerryland be on fire that night. And the last game, so like I said, if I'm picking anybody, if I had to pick anything for this. Like I said, it's CeeDee Lamb and Malik Wade neighbors. I'm not picking no defense. I'm not picking no quarterbacks. That's it. And the last game would be Miami and Green Bay.
Ooh.
And my response to that is how I wish.
Were they playing that one at?
Green Bay.
Ooh.
Yeah. I'm like, man, how I wish this was in Miami. At least I would have had a Thanksgiving to enjoy.
Right. God, y'all going to Green Bay at the end of November. Jesus.
Yeah.
God, that made me cold just thinking. I'm sitting here in a hoodie and I just got cold.
Who you kidding? No.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, those are...
You just prolonging, dude. Like, hurry up and get through this so we can get to the good part of the program.
Well, I thought we already got to the good part of the program. You just want to see your stats. That's it. And I'm sorry to say the stat didn't work, but I think I got something. Hold on.
Oh, you got something, huh?
Yes.
I swear to God, you make me run away from this screen, I would be very upset. Won't you do it? Jesus is watching.
It didn't show up. But I do have the numbers, just to make you feel better.
Go ahead.
Give me a second, because let's see. No, that was last week's.
Oh, you didn't want to put the graphics up again?
No, I actually did have the graphics, but I think I saved it under the wrong format. So when I put it on the format, it messed up. I'll put it on Facebook. So I will put it on Facebook tonight, so you can bask in your glory.
I don't get on Facebook anyway.
And that we are tied. So I'll let you bask in your glory of you winning and you tying the series. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, he did win this week. JT had Jared Allen with 25, Saquon Barkley with 35, Dawkins gave him 18, Darnell Mooney gave him 4, Jackson Smith and Jimmy gave him 22, Kelsey gave you 2. Najee Harris got you 13. The Commanders defense gave you 0. Evan McPherson got you 7. Me on the other end, I had Jalen Hurts, Austin Eckler. I'm sorry, Jalen Hurts got me 15. Eckler got me 16. Swift got me 16. Brown got me 11. Drake got me 9. Pitts got me 1. McClure got me 2. Chargers defense got me -2. And Younghoe Koo got me 2 points. So I think that got me 70 points. So JT won 125 to 70.
Say it again.
Yes, I'm not repeating that again.
I know. I already heard it.
So again, next week you are going with your actual lineup, right?
Yeah, actually, I had to switch my whole lineup this week. Everybody all buy this week.
So, with my lineup for quarterback, I am going Jaden Daniels.
Okay.
Running back, I'm going Barkley.
Oh, dick riding. I got you.
And I'm going with Eckler. Wide receiver, I'm going with McLaren again.
McLaurin, but okay.
Wide receiver 2, I'm gonna go DeAndre. I'm gonna go Hopkins.
Okay. Not bad pick.
Tight end, I'm going Brock Bowers. My flex. I'm gonna go Jonnu Smith.
Who's your flex?
Jonnu Smith, tight end for the Dolphins. That's gonna be my flex. Defense. Yeah, I'm cheating. I'm going Kansas City. And for my kicker, I'm going with the Dolphins. I'm going with Smith, the Dolphins kicker.
All right. I don't even remember who the hell my kicker is this week. I know I had to switch out because this week. No, it's this week I had to switch out because McPherson was on by.
So that's my lineup. And I think we got everything taken care of. So, with everybody watching this, if you're going to pre-record, if you're watching it later, we definitely want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving. Eat as much turkey as you can, but don't eat it all the time. Don't eat too much of the turkey because you want to save something for later on. Again, shout out. I definitely want to give my shout outs to First Stream Podcasts. Appreciate you guys. Again, check them out every Tuesday and Sunday at 8:30. Anything else you got to say on it, little Jesus?
Jesus. Oh, no, sorry. No, I got nothing else.
All right, y'all. Again, y'all take it easy. See y'all next week. Peace.
Go. Wow.